Hey guys, good evening, good morning to each and every single one of you. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope you had a good day. Hope you had a good week so far. Hope you're all looking forward to the rest of the day. Hope you're all looking forward to the rest of the week. I hope you're all looking forward to a brand new weekend as well at the start of February 2024 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour for me. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and the community if you're new. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, and remember to always remember to put the notification bell on at all times as well to receive dedicated content right for the rest of 2024 on the channel for brand new videos, shorts, live streams, brand new games, brand new content, and much more brand new stuff. And obviously there will be an exclusive at the end of this live stream as well. And obviously, where do we start? It's 30 days now since the January transfer window has been opened in 2024. And we have to look at what Manchester United's January transfer window basically has been like. And for me, it's been 4 weeks of non-stop bullshit, non-stop PR, non-stop lies, and non-stop false bullshit that Manchester United keep on leaking to the press, and then getting the fans and supporters on side to sympathise with this apparent top football club. And I'm going to be really honest and I'm going to be really frank in today's assessment. This January transfer window has been an absolute joke. The story of this January transfer window is we are looking to get more players out than more players in. I can't understand why Manchester United have spent no money in January. The excuses of financial fair play and sell to buy have been a PR statement all January transfer window long. And Manchester United are basically trying to end Erik ten Hag's reign as Manchester United manager. That's my view. That's my opinion of what this transfer window has summed up so far. Basically, crap. And it's been crap for 4 fucking weeks. And I'm sick to death of the bullshit and the lies that Manchester United have got no money. We can't spend any. We've got to sell to buy. We are trying to get more players out of the football club instead of trying to bring players in to currently strengthen this Manchester United squad. And for me, when we have sat there and done nothing and you've got all your rivals around you basically strengthening their current squads, you would have expected Manchester United really to respond to that and try and bring some players in of their own to try and strengthen the current Manchester United team, where clearly we were told last year in 2023 that our main priorities for the transfer window were going to be a centre-back and a striker. We are on day 30 with 4 minutes to go till it becomes the 31st of January 2024. Manchester United have got 2 days, a day and a half really, to try and bring in a centre-back and a striker before this transfer window shuts. And for me, can I see us doing anything? No, I can't. Apparently, it's going to be a few quiet days left for Manchester United in this transfer window. And I think the arrogance and the cockiness, and especially the lies that are being filtered in to the fans and supporters that are trying to brainwash these loyal fans and these loyal supporters that Manchester United aren't going to do anything, and it's going to be a few quiet days remaining left in this transfer window, and Man United will only strike if the opportunity comes. It's not looking good, bruv. Honestly, it is not looking very good, is it? No business has been done, and more players have gone out of this football club than players have come in. And I think for me, it's a complete and utter disgrace. Really, really, really piss poor management from Manchester United in this whole January transfer window. I'm absolutely, not happy with the business we've done. I'm not happy we've signed no one. And I'm not very happy players we've let go, we've not brought replacements in. I thought the whole priority for this football club was to back the manager and give Erik ten Hag the players that he wanted and wanted to sign. And at the moment, Man United aren't backing the manager. We are basically trying to throw away what could be a great end to the season by trying to win the FA Cup and somehow try and get top four with, results going our way tonight and hopefully results tomorrow and results when we win on Thursday go our way as well. Manchester United, I really thought would have spent some money, especially when we've got all these blue tick journalists like Laurie Whitwell, Samuel Lutkers, Sam Pilger, Fabrizio Romano. We've got all these blue tick people on Twitter saying that we are going to be spending big in January. And if an opportunity comes, Manchester United are going to strike and bring some players in. We've got 2 days to do something before this transfer window shuts. And at the moment, I'm not very happy. Like, I don't think any Man United fan or any Manchester United supporter would be very happy with the business that we've not done. And at the moment, what have we done? We haven't done anything. And I sympathise with Ten Hag. I feel for him. I actually feel for the guy now. I have felt for Ten Hag ever since the summer transfer window last year. I look at the squad we've got currently, and I look at the players we've got at the moment, and I know people are going to say, well, we've got players coming back from injury. We don't need to worry as much. We don't really need to complain and expect Manchester United to really do anything. But at this current moment in time, we've got major problems on and off the pitch at Manchester United Football Club. And it's not going to help anything towards the end of this transfer window where, Man United have been offered players today. They were offered players yesterday. We've been offered players this whole January, and Man United have said no to each and every target that has been thrown at them. And I can't understand it. I really cannot understand why Manchester United are not backing the manager. I can't understand why we are not bringing any players in. All this financial fair play and sell to buy bullshit that Man United have strung along all January long is a complete and utter myth. And I'm going to keep saying this because if there are these problems, then I want to see some evidence. I want to see some proof, actual facts in front of my face that I can see with my eyes. Because if there's no evidence and there's no proof that Manchester United are struggling financially, Man United would have, shown us the evidence and shown us the proof. So clearly, Manchester United have got money. United have always had money all January long. Don't come out and tell me Manchester United are not spending anything because of financial fair play and sell to buy. Both reasons are both complete myths. And I'm starting to see this on Twitter, on X. I'm starting to see fans sympathise and understand the situations that Manchester United have got themselves apparently in. Like, I'm sorry, you are falling for the PR. You are falling for the bullshit, and they are stringing you along like they always plan to. And you are falling for the lies. You are falling for the bullshit because Man United have dragged you in and brought your mind and your thinking. And do you know what? United have got problems. United are a mess. United financially are bloody screwed. At the moment, I don't believe any of it. I'm not going to believe any of it until Man United come out with some evidence, because we do need a striker. We do need a centre-back. And Man United have got to, they've got to do something before the window shuts. And apparently, we're only going to strike if something comes up in the opportunity of the window. Well, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. Man United should be really spending some money to back this manager and giving him opportunity to improve the current team. You can't keep dragging the fans and supporters along, lying to us, because it's just false bullshit, and we're not stupid. We can't keep falling for your pathetic PR. It's not acceptable. A club that has been crying out for January signings ever since the 1st of January, and apparently we would be busy. Man United would be bringing players in. They would be selling players to bring in money to fund news for the January. And you look at the players we've let go, who we have got a fee off, who we've actually sold and brought on loan with. Like, I'm sorry, show me money's at the club, because Man United would have got a fee for the players they have let go on loan. They would have got money for players they let leave the football club. And so far, all Manchester United have done is let players go out on loan. That's all they've fucking done. And I don't think that's acceptable. I don't think that's good enough. And for me, if I was Manchester United, I would be deeply fucking ashamed how we've operated all January long. Not good enough. And people can say, well, you've got to understand the situation. What situation are we in then? Because there is no situation Man United find themselves in. I'm really sorry that people don't like the truth and people don't like fans calling this football club out. I'm sorry to say, Man United have strung you along and have lied to you through your face. They've absolutely lied. And you look at the players that have gone. Brandon Williams is out on loan at Ipswich Town. Man United would have got a fee for him. Alvaro Fernandez has gone on loan to Benfica. They would have got a loan for him. Donny van der Beek has gone on loan to Eintracht Frankfurt. They would have got a loan fee for him. Dan Gore has gone on loan to Port Vale. Man United would have got a loan fee for him. Hannibal Mabry has gone on loan to Sevilla. Sevilla would have paid a loan fee. Jadon Sancho has gone on loan to Borussia Dortmund. Man United would have got a loan fee. So that's Dan Gore, Hannibal Mabry, Jadon Sancho, right? Donny van der Beek, Alvaro Fernandez, Brandon Williams, 6 apparent first-team stars that have got promise and have got future at Manchester United Football Club have all been let go during this January transfer window. Don't tell me there is no money to spend when those clubs that have brought those players have given you a loan fee, have given you money to sanction a loan deal. Don't tell me that there is no money left in the piggy bank. Don't tell me that we're struggling with financial fair play and sell to buy. Complete, utter myths. Chelsea don't do it. Liverpool don't do it. Tottenham don't do it. Arsenal don't do it. Spurs don't do it. Man City don't do it. Clubs around us like Luton Town and Brighton and Newcastle and Villa and Bournemouth and Burnley and Sheffield United, clubs that are trying to maintain their Premier League place for next season, are spending money to improve their current squad of players that they've got to make sure they're playing Premier League football again next season. Do any of those clubs I mentioned there use financial fair play and sell to buy, not to back their manager, not to improve their team, and not improve the current crop of players that they've got at their football clubs? No, they don't. Man United have got nowhere to hide. I'm sorry to say, Manchester United can PR this all as much as you want. Don't tell me you can't sign players, because clubs are actively working to sign players. Aston Villa are bringing in Morgan Rogers from Middlesbrough for 18 million. Luton have signed a new centre-back. Bournemouth are bringing in players. Fulham are bringing in players. Burnley, Sheffield United, Nottingham Forest, Everton are all still bringing players in to improve their current squad. So you can't tell me there is no money at football clubs, because those clubs are spending. Manchester United do not want to spend any money. Even though there is money behind the scenes to be spent, Man United do not believe in the January transfer window that it should be an active month to buy players. Ten Hag has been after players since Christmas. We've been scouting in our scout department. It is shocking anyway. We've been trying to recruit players in since Christmas. We are now on January the 31st now. It's officially the 31st now. Good morning to everybody. Welcome. It's the 31st now. Man United have basically got today and Thursday to turn this January transfer window around. We've been offered players yesterday. We've been offered Hugo Ekitike from PSG, the young striker they bought from Reims in France in last year's summer transfer window. Clearly, that PSG career has not worked out. And now Man United were offered the chance to bring Ekitike in on a season-long loan, and Manchester United have said no and turned that opportunity down. Because the reporter that reported it said Manchester United are not actively trying to bring in players in this winter transfer window, which I don't think is acceptable, which I don't think is fair, which I don't think is good enough. And I think for me, when we've been struggling to score goals all season long with hopes on the 20-year-old striker we paid 85 million for, you've got the debacle with Marcus Rashford, who had a 12-hour drinking session and also passed out at 3 a.m. the morning before the Newport County game in the FA Cup. You've only got one clear striker at this club, right? You've got these Rashford issues. You've got the Martial injury. So basically, the hopes are being pinned on the 20-year-old striker to keep his goal-scoring form up so he leaves his club till the end of May. I don't think that's fair because the mental side and the mental well-being of Rasmus Højlund is going to absolutely destroy his United career. The pressure that guy is under to keep scoring goals week in, week out for Manchester United, it's not fair on him. That must be soul-destroying to Rasmus Højlund, knowing he needs someone else there to help provide goals. Not just him, but provide goals from the rest of the team. The pressure we are under to get till May with the squad we've got, knowing there's no Champions League football, we're out the Carabao Cup, we're not getting top four, we're trying to qualify for Europe, and we've got to try and win the FA Cup. And you're telling me Man United's plan is wait till the summer where we can spend a shitload, where we're going to have to spend heavily anyway, but we can't spend in January. I just don't get this. I really, really don't get the bullshit that we have got to sell players first before we bring in recruitments. It's absolute lies. And yes, players, there are so many of them at Manchester United that need to be sold. And do you know what? We will go through them. We will go through these bunch of absolute time wasters that are at this football club who are driving Manchester United into bankruptcy. And I think for me, we also need to talk about, you look at this squad of players we've got. Buendia needs to be sold. He ain't good enough. Tom Heaton should not be at this football club. Andre Onana, Lindelof, Maguire, Malacia. That's 6. Varane, Delo, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka. That's 10. Brandon Williams, Johnny Evans, Alvaro Fernandez, Willy Cabral, Sofyan Amrabat, Mason Mount, Christian Eriksen, Pellistri, Donny van der Beek, Anthony Martial, Scott McTominay, Dan Gore, Hannibal Mabry, Marcus Rashford, Anthony, Sancho, and Shola Shoretire. That is 26 players I have named from this current crop of Manchester United crap that is still at this football club, which Man United could have solved or got rid of in January. And Manchester United have said no. We are not doing anything. We are not doing anything. We are not spending any money. We're not getting anyone in loan. And we're going to keep using the two complete bullshit excuses not to back our manager, where Ten Hag probably would have expected some kind of backing or some kind of 2 or 3 maybe new players being brought in to strengthen this Manchester United squad. And Manchester United have blatantly said no, we're not doing fuck all. How is this backing the manager? How is Ten Hag meant to do a job when he's got a complete muppet of board and owners that don't give a shit anyway? And everyone now is basically hyping up the Manchester United brand new ownership that are going to be working alongside the current crop of muppets we've got in the Glazers and Joel and Avram. And everyone thinks that Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Sir Dave Brailsford, Dan Ashworth, and this ex-PSG CEO are going to turn this sinking ship around when the Glazers are still at this football club. Tell me where Manchester United are going to turn this sinking ship around. Someone tell me, because I do not believe that since Jim Ratcliffe or Sir Dave Brailsford or this PSG CEO or this Dan Ashworth that Manchester United are desperately trying to get out of Newcastle to join the brand new party. It's like starting up a squad on Fortnite. Let's get the 4th member in so we make sure we've got a squad of players that we're happy to play with. I don't believe they're going to turn this around. They're working alongside the Glazers. They're working with Joel and Avram Glazer. And all decisions have to go through the Glazers. So I don't see how Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sir Dave Brailsford and the other 2 Muppets are going to help provide this club. I don't see how they're going to turn this around. I don't want them at the football club. I don't want the Glazers here. The club should have been sold. Not enough pressure was put on these bloody owners to be removed from the club in the summer. And the problem is some fans and some supporters of Manchester United have got to start taking some responsibility by renewing your season tickets for home games, renewing your season ticket for away games, buying the kit, buying the merchandise. What on earth are you doing? The more money you put into this club, the more chance the Glazers have got to stay. And unfortunately, that ironic bloody problem has surfaced. The Glazers have stayed and they're working alongside Sir Jim, who's got into bed with them, had a bit of hanky-panky and given them a 25% minority stake to work alongside them. Apparently, they're good people. They have run this club into the ground for nearly 19 fucking years. Next year, it will be 20 years since the Glazers brought the club on debt. The club is nearly £1 billion worth in debt. The club is rotting. The stadium is falling apart. And the club is going to get into a worse situation where the club eventually will lose its status as a top Premier League club. Another issue, when we are trying to host the next European Championships in 2020, I think it's 2026, we're trying to host it, something like that. Old Trafford has not been picked as a venue to play games at. Do you know why that is? Because the stadium is falling to pieces. The stadium is rotting from the inside out. And unfortunately, I'm not surprised by that. We do need a brand new state-of-the-art stadium. We need brand new training facilities. We need at least £1 billion worth of investment being put into this team of players alone. And people will say, well, you've spent money under Erik ten Hag. He's been given backing. Do you remember last January when we brought in Jack Butland, Sabitzer and Weghorst and people saying, what a great transfer window it's been in January. Look at the players we've brought in. Look how exciting times this is going to be for the football club that they've acquired. Players like Weghorst and Sabitzer and Butland on all season-long loans. Yeah, that's real ambition. That's real ambition from a so-called top football club to show that they've got a resurgence, that we're going to climb back to the top. Sabitzer, for me, should have been a permanent signing. I don't understand why we didn't do that. He was one of our better players last season. And Man United said, no, we're not signing him on a permanent. Don't be stupid. He was brought in as an emergency loan for the midfield position because our midfield was fucked. Weghorst, has won more in his Manchester United career than some of these Man United players have ever done in their lifetime. Jack Butland, again, has won a trophy more than some of these Man United players will ever do in their career. And they weren't signed because they weren't good enough. Butland wasn't good enough. Weghorst wasn't good enough. But Sabitzer's the one I felt for. And again in January, Man United did transfers late. Will they spring a surprise today? Will they spring a surprise Thursday? I don't think we're doing anything. We aren't going to sign no one. And for me, that is unacceptable. There are players at this club that could be sold for money and replacements being brought in now instead of waiting until summer when Manchester United are going to face competition from other top European clubs to fight for players that Manchester United are desperately trying to get. And the problem is when we try and compete, those players that want to come to Man United are going to look at the success from this season and think, well, you didn't win you didn't defend the Carabao Cup, you didn't win the league, you didn't get top four, you're not in the Champions League, you didn't win the FA Cup, you've had a trophyless season again. 1 trophy in 7 years is not good enough. And now you want me to come here where my spot in this team isn't necessarily guaranteed. There's other players who are competing in my position, and the status of this football club is a laughingstock. It's an absolute circus. We're a circus act, and you want me to join this, where we've got clueless ownership, clueless players, clueless ideas, how to structure a club, and you want me to come here with all this uncertainty, and basically I might ruin my career if I come to Manchester United because there's no guarantees this is going to work. That player is going to look elsewhere and look elsewhere around the transfer market, and he'll probably go to a more stable club than what we are. We are never going to be stable again, and I hope people realise that. Manchester United will never be a stable football club again until the Glazers are gone. I don't want to Jim Ratcliffe's minority stake. I don't want to Dave Brailsford doing it. What's he to do with football? Oh, he did the Olympics. What's that got to do with football? This PSG CEO was sacked. Dan Ashworth, who were trying to get out of Newcastle, that hasn't been done yet. Apparently, it's going to take another few weeks. Man United haven't got a clue. They haven't got one single clue what to do. And they've used that all January long. They don't know what players to bring in. When we were offered Timo Werner, which we probably would have been a sensible signing, Man United were told it's a 5 million loan fee to bring it in for Leipzig, and Man United said no and walked away. And then Tottenham pounced and got it done like that. Like, sorry, that's not fucking good enough. You turned down a 5 million loan fee to bring in Timo Werner on loan because apparently that 5 million isn't there. Again, bullshit 2.0. When we were linked with Todibo, the Nice French centre-back, that Man United were after last summer, we were told last few months, we'll get a centre-back in January. It'll be centre-back and a striker. Have either of those positions been strengthened? No. So we've basically been lied by top journalists. We've been lied to through their false bullshit. So a lot of these journalists that have got a lot of credit and a lot of credentials, and we know who they all are. Some of these work for Manchester United: David Ornstein, Laurie Whitwell, Samuel Lutkers, Sam Pilger, Dean Jones. I mean, Fabrizio Romano, again, we were told by Fabrizio, we're going to sign players in January. Oh, are we? Are we signing players? So you've not just, manipulated your reputation. You've manipulated every single football fan that supports Manchester United Football Club, every supporter that supports Manchester United as well. And you've basically lied through your teeth because you were told we were signing players in January. Oh, FFP is now a real fucking problem. So either these journalists have been stringing us along with Manchester United's lies, or this lies that Man United are coming up with don't exist. And they'll wait until the summer to spend big to improve the current team. Which, again, we can't afford to wait till the summer. We can't just sit here and do fuck all. I'm sorry to say that the truth hurts. If people don't like the truth and people don't like my honesty, I can't just sit there and protect the ego that Manchester United Football Club all of a sudden are now starting to become. I can't sit there and protect them. I can't just say, oh, do you know what? I feel for you. I sympathise with you. No, because there's no proof. There's no evidence of these excuses. Show me the proof. Show me the true colour of the money. Show me your bank sheets. Show me your bank statements. Show me your statements. Show me the money you're losing. Show me that there's no money there. If this club had no money, this club would not be able to operate on and off the pitch. We wouldn't be able to. And fans need to understand this. If Man United had no money whatsoever, United would not be able or be allowed to operate as a football club on and off the pitch. Man United may have debt and loans and bank fees, but there is no reason you can't spend money. Not at all. There is no dreaded dotted line. There is no red line that you're just above the sanctions. Everton and Forest, this is a different view. Everton and Nottingham Forest have been done because they've actually spent money the club doesn't have. So they've basically tried to get round the rules that apparently have been set by the Premier League, which is bullshit anyway. There's rules about how much money clubs can spend. Really, football clubs should be able to spend what the fuck they want. There should not be rules in football determining to you when you can't spend money, how much you can spend. There should be a limited amount of money that any club could spend. There needs to be a rule that you can spend as much as you fucking want. You don't need to be in all this debt. You don't need to worry about your bank fees and your loan fees. Not at all. A football club should be able to get the players that they want and spend the money what they like. But because there's certain rules, and because Everton and Forest are a different proposition from us, Everton and Forest, what they've done, they've tried to get or bend or go around the rules. Basically, They've tried to bring players in or spend money that the club hasn't even got anyway. So Everton and Forest have tried to cover up their information, saying, well, we've got the money, we've got the proof that we can show it. But deep down, they know they've spent money they've not actually got. But at Manchester United, it's a different story. Manchester United have got money. And I am not going to fall for the lies. I'm sorry to say, people, I'm not falling for the sympathy. And some fans, I'm seeing this all on every social app, every social media app that everybody has. And we all know what apps they are. You are seeing the same violin story. Get the violin out. Get the orchestra playing. Let's play a really, really sad song to sympathise with Manchester United's financial problems. It's bullshit. It's utter bullshit. And people need to realise that Manchester United as a football club, you've got money. So there's no reason why not. Manchester United really can't spend any money. There is no reason why not. And I'm hoping on hope that we are going to, but the way I'm feeling in general about the way we are operating as a football club and trying to turn things around, I don't believe it. I don't think we're going to do anything. I think we're going to sit there for the next 2 days and we are going to let every club around us in the Prem, in the FA Cup, European football clubs are going to be improving their squad for next season because January is an opportunity to do something. They're going to improve all their squads. They're going to bring quality that makes them better on the pitch. Man United think that the players that Ten Hag's got available or is it disposable are good enough. No, they're not. You've got so many players you have let go that you've got a loan fee for, and you're telling me, well, we can't sign a striker. And one of the bullshit reasons that they didn't bring in that Guirassy, the Stuttgart striker, who had a 17 million release clause, right? 17 million. Man United couldn't afford that because of financial fair play. But you would have had enough money from all the loan fees that you've got from all the clubs that have brought these players on loan for the rest of the season. If you would have put that together, there is money there to get a striker. So again, another striker Manchester United could have brought in. Man United have said no. And that would have added some much needed goals to the team. I think Guirassy would have been a great striker signing for this football club. And I think he would have done excellent for this team, and especially the style of play that Erik ten Hag is trying to influence on this Manchester United set of players on the pitch. But again, Man United said, no, we're not doing that. And then we moved on to target number 2, Paulo Dybala. Apparently, we showed our interest because Dybala had a 10 million release clause in his contract for a certain number of days. Man United said, no, we're not doing that either. And I think the players we sent out on loan, that would have probably circulated around 10, 11 million for the money we've got for the loan fee. That would have been enough to get Dybala in. No, we're not going near him. No, we're not doing it. No, we're not signing him. We've already talked about Timo Werner. United said no to a 5 million loan fee. I mean, what fucking idiot did that? I mean, what idiot, said we're not doing that? Because that is just fucking-otic. Like, it's idiotic. Absolutely fucking stupid. We couldn't afford a 5 million loan fee for Timo Werner. Are you having a fucking laugh? Like, it's not even funny now. Like, it's getting beyond a joke that United don't spend money to improve the team. It's an absolute travesty the way this football club has fallen from grace. 11 fucking years ago, we had the greatest manager ever retire. And since then, the sinking of Manchester United has begun. The sinking has begun, and Manchester United have gradually slipped further and further and further behind their rivals. And Man United have got no answer for it. But again, you don't spend enough money in the summer. You don't spend enough money in January, and you wonder why we're shit. You wonder why we're so screwed. You wonder why we're so crap on the pitch. It's because when Manchester United get offered players on loan and you say no, you're telling me you've missed out on opportunities to bring players in that you could get cheaply on loan, and you've still said, no, we're not doing that. And now with Sir Jim here and Sir Dave Brailsford, apparently Erik ten Hag is going to get no control on what players we bring in and out of this club. How again is that backing the manager? If he wants certain players for his team that makes Manchester United better, but you're not going to allow him as much power now to players and to bring in and to get rid of this club. How is this backing the manager? Clearly, what I think is happening here is they've put Eric Ten Hag on an interim basis. He isn't Man United's manager at the moment. Basically, Ten Hag is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They've put Ten Hag on an interim basis till the end of the season, because if this season was to go pear-shaped even more and we don't win the FA Cup and we don't win a trophy, we know what's going to happen. They're going to get rid of Ten Hag and they're going to sack him. And then what's going to happen then? The transfer plans they had then with Ten Hag, they've then got to reconsider and bring another manager in who wants better players or certain other players instead of the players that Ten Hag wanted. So they're not giving Ten Hag any power anymore, which I don't think is fair. I think the manager should demand the players he wants, and Man United shouldn't be saying no. They should be saying, do you know what, we'll go and get that player. When it was under Sir Alex Ferguson and David Gill, whatever player Sir Alex Ferguson wanted, the club did it. And now the club are like, no, we're not doing nothing. You're not having power. You're not going to dictate to us what players we get you. You're not going to dictate your power. You're not going to control us. You're not going to tell us who you want and who you don't want. We make the rules. We make the excuses up. We PR it, and you've got to go along with it in your press conferences. And you can tell by the body language in Eric Ten Hag. You can tell the body language that he's deeply, deeply fucked off. I've never seen Eric Ten Hag look so tired, worn out. I've never seen the guy look so unenthusiastic. Last season, Ten Hag looked really up for this. And now, this looks like a Mourinho history repeat. Mourinho got sacked in season 3. This is where it's heading with Eric Ten Hag. And the club are going to, and the fans and the supporters are going to blame Ten Hag. They're going to blame him. I see loads of Man United fans do it. I see loads of Manchester United supporters do it. I see so many of them do it, that they blame the manager for the failings this season. This season is not on Eric Ten Hag. This is on the recruitment, it's on the Glazers, and it's on the board for not backing the manager efficiently. We should have been bringing in quality, top world-class players in the summer. And in January, we've missed a trick. Clubs always spot a late January deal. Manchester United did it last season. Look at we did Sabitzer in January. We did Weghorst in January. We did Butland early on. Then Weghorst came in and Sabitzer was on the last day. Will Manchester United repeat that? I don't think we will. I can't see us doing anything, which really frustrates the hell out of me. And I'm very angry. I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. Because as a Man United fan like myself, who's got anxiety, he's got autism, who's got depression, and has got, a condition that limits my mobility, I get really excited around the January transfer window. It gets me excited when we sign new players, and I love it in the summer as well. I think, wow, we're getting that player, we're getting this player. This player's been sold, this player's been got rid of. Now, that excitement and the love for the club is slowly starting to die. And, I've got big ambitions for my life. I want to have my own family. I want kids. I want to be a parent. I want to be a dad one day. And I would let my kids support this club. I would not let Manchester United go anywhere near them. I wouldn't let my kids support them, because what they put you through, thick and thin, is disgusting. They treat this fan base like dog shit on the bottom of someone's shoe. They treat you like crap. They treat you so badly that, it absolutely deflates you. It absolutely destroys your inner soul. They ruin the love of the club you used to love as a kid. And I've supported Manchester United all my life. And now that love is going. That love's dying, because the way the club is run is just not right. I feel sorry for Ten Hag. I can tell by the body language. I can tell by my body language. You can tell in my previews. You can tell my match reactions. You can even tell in this that love for the club is starting to dwindle. And for me, I can't keep protecting a club that is so massively incompetent. That January was a huge opportunity for Manchester United to go and sign some players and go and back this manager. And now this whole January's just been missed. We don't want to do anything. We don't want to back Ten Hag. They might as well just bloody sack him. That is what I think is going to happen. I think Ten Hag's going to be gone in the summer. We're going to be on another new manager, and the history and the cycle will keep on repeating itself. And unfortunately, that is never going to change with the Glazers and with Sir Jim working alongside them. I think things are going to get worse. I honestly do think things at this football club are not going to improve. All this hype that you see on Twitter and X is massive hype, which I don't think, again, is very acceptable. Again, I don't think it's fair. And I think for me, logically, Manchester United are in deep danger here of this season derailing if we don't add any quality in these next 2 days. I mean, we only got the here we go for Pellistri, who's going to Granada. I mean, the ambition, Dan Gore's gone to Port Vale, who ain't good enough anyway on loan. Why the fuck would you want to go to Port Vale? I mean, the lack of ambition there is disgusting to treat a young player like that. Even though he ain't good enough anyway and he'll never make the first team, you're sending him to Port Vale. Like, the way we treat our young players is disgusting anyway. And Pellistri, I see so many fans saying that they feel sad for him. They feel bad for the player. He's not been given a chance. I'm sorry, Pellistri, like Anthony and Sancho, isn't good enough. And again, you're jumping to the defence of Pellistri saying, well, you know what? Again, he's been treated like shit since he's been at this club. We should have went nowhere near Pellistri in the fucking first place. It's not his fault he's ended up in this fucking mess. And he's going to a bottom 3 team in the Liga in Granada. I mean, what a place to have to go to. Bloody Granada in Spain. Wow, that's a great loan move for a young player that apparently has got the world at his feet. Like, he ain't fucking Messi, is he? Like, this makes no sense. I'm sorry to say, this makes no sense now. And I think for me, if Man United carry on like this, then I can't see myself supporting them in 10 years' time. Not at this rate, I can't. And people say, bloody hell, that's a lot for you to say that. Well, yeah, it is. Because there are bigger things in life to think about. There is bigger decisions to be made about the future of this football club. And I said at the end of last season, I'm going to consider what I was going to do, but I didn't expect the season we were going to have. Top 4, Champions League, Carabao Cup we won. And now it's just like, God, we have fallen off a cliff. Like, we have fallen off a fucking cliff. And for me, am I surprised we've fallen off a cliff? No, I'm not. I'm not surprised. These players have got too big for their own boots. And I think for me, like, we would have only brought a striker in if Martial would have kept himself fit and would have been sold. This is why a striker's not turned up. But to miss out on a young quality striker like Etiquette from PSG, who had a good season last season for Reims, and then PSG brought him, and now since Luis Enrique's been there, the ex-Spain and Barcelona manager, Etiquette, who's available for loan, was offered to Manchester United yesterday, and Man United have turned that down. So I honestly cannot see what we're trying to do. If we do nothing, I am going to sit here Thursday very, very pissed off. Thursday night, come the deadline, and we've done nothing, I'm going to absolutely effing fuming with this club, because Erik ten Hag clearly has been thrown to the walls. He's been thrown under the bus, and the players that he could have done with are not here. And now we are in a really bad mess because we've got issues with Rashford, who's going out clubbing, partying, 12-hour drinking sessions, passing out on the floor at 3 a.m. We've got an injury-prone Anthony Martial, who's out for 10 weeks with a severe groin injury. And we've got a young striker in Højlund who's only 20, with the world on his shoulders, the pressure is on his feet, and he's expected to bang the goals in every single game. We've got Garnacho, who is turning into the next Ronaldo, basically trying to take the world on his own. We've got an 85 million flop in Anthony that hasn't worked either. And that's basically our front three. Anthony, Højlund and Garnacho, because you've got no Pellistri, no Sancho, you've got no Rashford, you've got no Martial, and now you're stuck. You're basically stuck because you don't know how to turn this around. I mean, there are plenty of players Man United could get. Dybala is still there. Benzema is still there. Etiketti. United have got to do something. Or maybe do we bring a young championship striker in? Again, would that work? If we brought a young championship striker in, I mean, there's Tommy Conway at Bristol City. Could United do a loan deal there with an option to buy in the summer? Morgan Whittaker, the Plymouth striker, would that be an option United would take? I mean, there are strikers out there United could get, but we've not dwindled into their market. I don't think Tommy Conway from Bristol City would be a bad option because he's a young striker who can score goals. But I think Bristol City would not let a quality player like that leave them on transfer deadline day or even today, because if he goes on loan, then Bristol City have lost him for the Forest game the Leeds game for Friday, and then the FA Cup's coming up with Nottingham Forest in the replay at the City ground, and then City would then be scrambling around to buy a replacement. So again, I think there's options, but I think we need a striker of experience, and I think for me the only one that goes there is Benzema. And Man United apparently can't afford the wages he's on. Man United can't afford how much it would cost them financially, which again is bullshit. Benzema wants out of Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia. Clearly wants to get out of there very quickly, and quite frankly would be a world-class signing from this football club. Benzema is affordable, but apparently Man United are still saying no, we can't afford it due to the wages and financially how much it would cost to buy Benzema in the first place. And United have turned that down, and Benzema is jumping at the chance to return to European football. And again, because Man United have been exposed because of their lies and because of their complete, utter bullshit, are you surprised that Man United have turned Benzema down? Yes, I am. I'm fuming we've turned Benzema down. There is a goal-scoring legend in that guy who did wonders for Real Madrid, who did wonders for Lyon, and he's gone to Saudi. It's not worked out, a decision he probably now deep down regrets, and he's been offered a chance out of Saudi to come to the Premier League, the best league in the world, in my view, and in my opinion, by an absolute fucking mile, because the Liga can't compete, the Bundesliga can't compete, and Serie A is basically just Juventus, AC Milan, and Inter Milan, and the rest of them are dog shit. So again, United are stuck here with an opportunity where Benzema is gettable. Don't tell me you can't afford him on loan. It's absolute bullshit. And I've got people telling me this. Man United can't afford Benzema on loan. It would break the club's financial fair play rules. They've got to sell to buy. Like, stop covering for the football club. Stop covering them up. Man United, I've got no financial problems. Stop with the bullshit, because I am not falling for this. Like, you can't tell me we don't need a striker. We have got one, and that is it. Because Rashford shouldn't be ever playing for this football club again. I mean, if I'm United and I've got this issue with Rashford, I've got Martial out for 10 weeks, and there's an opportunity to bring an Etiketti on loan, and then I know PSG have also got their interest in Rashford. What am I doing here? Right, okay, this is what I'm going to do. We are going to offer Marcus Rashford in a swap deal for Mbappe, and we'll sign Etiketti on loan, and we'll make him permanent in the summer, and we'll sign Mbappe off you as well. That, logically, I think Man United could do that, but logically, Man United ain't got the brain cells like some people. Like, I may have autism, and I may have my problems and my difficulties in life, but I can still pinpoint where we need to strengthen. Like, I'm not fit to see where the problems are. I've seen it in every fucking game this season. Trying to stand by an incomplete, incompetent football club that are trying their best to screw up their season. There is time left. There is time to do something. And United are going to have to act. You can't sit there and say no. I'm sorry to say, United, don't cover me with bullshit. Don't cover bullshit lies that you have got fuck all in the bank. Because Ten Hag needs players. He needs to strengthen. Don't tell me there ain't no money. The piggy bank's run out. We're all in all this debt. Are you surprised? You put us in the debt, you bloody idiots. And you're now telling me that you can't spend any money when the Glazers clearly have. And I think for me, if Man United would have been sold quicker, or Sir Jim Ratcliffe would have hurried up and, got his minority stake confirmed a bit more quicker, we've now got to wait till the middle of February. Does anyone realise how fucking stupid that sounds? It's going to take till February for ratification that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has completed his minority stake. There's no money. Of course there's money. There would have been money injected straight away into the club once his 25% minority stake was announced. Money would have been injected straight into the football club. So there would have been money to spend, but Man United have carried on with this little get the violin out, 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 and get sympathy off the fans and supporters. No, not a bleeding chance I'm falling for your bullshit. Stop covering your mess up. You're Man United, you're in the mess because you are the football club you've become, which apparently is not a football club anymore. It ain't a football club. It's a complete disgrace. We are a laughing stock on and off the pitch, and people are still laughing at us. And they've got every right to do it, by the way. Every single right to do it. And some fans think and tell me you're delusional. You're in dreamland that you think you can spend money all the time. Well, yeah, you are a football club. Football clubs do have money. Do you need to wake up and reset your brain for the day? I'm fed up with everything connected as a Manchester United fan at the moment. I am sick to death of this. Not even Championship and League One clubs do this, by the way. Can I just state this as well? League One, League Two, even National League clubs further down the grid in the football divisions don't use financial fair play and sell to buy as an excuse. Because those clubs are run properly. At Manchester United, it's jobs for the boys, mates rates FC, and come up with every excuse in the dictionary to make sure that the fans and supporters fall for the bullshit. And some fans are going along with it and believing the club are fucked financially, there is no money, and they're falling for the lies. I have never fallen for this. Until proof and evidence can be shown to me, I will, hold my hands up and say, do you know what? Okay, you were right. But at this moment in time, access denied. Our survey says, seriously, come on now. Don't lie to the fans. Don't lie to supporters. Go out and show some ambition. Go and get the players the manager is looking for. If Ten Hag is being told no to every single target, if I was Ten Hag and I was the Man United manager in the next press conference, I would be sitting there in front of all the media, all the press, and slamming this ownership, slamming the Glazers, slamming the board, and telling them, I wanted players in January, I wanted players last summer, and I was told no. The bullshit and excuses that I've been told is not right. The made-up stories in fairy tale land that Man United dream in their brainless head, they tell me there ain't no money to spend. I want some rolls. I want some bread rolls from Greg's. I'm sorry. If Ten Hag's not being backed, Ten Hag should call it out. And if that was me, I would be slamming the board. I'm saying they're not backing me. They're not getting the signings I want. They've not bought the players I wanted brought in January. They didn't back me properly in the summer. I was told that we were going to have a major clear out last summer in 2023. And in January, there'll be a shitload of money to spend. I was going to get the backing I wanted, the backing I deserved. And Man United would be still in Europe, still in the Carabao Cup, and still in the FA Cup, and potentially getting top four. If we don't get top four in the Champions League, Ten Hag should resign and slam this football club. Because Ten Hag, this job will kill him. This job will kill this manager. And I wouldn't surprised if he walked at the end of the season, but if the club sack him, you are making one massive mistake. If you sacked Erik Ten Hag and you bring in some B-Tech manager that his career will not work out, Man United are going to fall even further behind because the Brighton manager, I don't want him. I don't want Thomas Tuchel from Bayern Munich. I want Ten Hag because I believe he's the right guy. But again, if we do, there's one manager I would go for, and that would be Jurgen Klopp. I would be persuading with everything I can, with all I might, to bring in Jurgen Klopp. That would be the guy I would want in charge of this club. That is the manager I would like. But I know it ain't going to happen. And I've got massive respect for Jurgen Klopp. What he's done at Liverpool has been magnificent. He has turned Liverpool around from the sinking ship they once were. And now look at them. They're still on 4 trophies. They're still in all 4 competitions. They're top of the Prem. They're in the Carabao Cup final. They've got an FA Cup 5th round look forward to against Watford or Southampton at Anfield. They'll win that. They're still in Europe in Europa League. They will win Europa League because they are the strongest team in that competition, by Bayern Leverkusen. So again, I've got great respect for Liverpool fans. I've got a mate who supports one. I've got massive respect for him. And I care about my mates. I care about my friends and the clubs they support. They might not support the same club as me, or they might not support, the same football team, but I still respect and love and care about my friends with all my heart. But if anyone had to say, do you know what manager would you have at Man United? It'd be Jurgen Klopp. I think Jurgen Klopp would be a successful manager at this club, and he would transform us on and off the pitch at Manchester United. He would be the right manager for me. That would be the guy I would be desperately trying with all my might to get. But I've got to respect Jurgen Klopp's reasons and decisions to leave in Liverpool and stepping down. He's worn out and he's exhausted. And he needs a year out of football, which I totally respect. So that would be the guy for me if we ever got the chance to bring in a new manager. It would be Jurgen Klopp. Because we really should have went for him or Guardiola soon as Sir Alex Ferguson left. And you look at it now, look how many managers we've had. David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho. We then went with an interim of Ryan Giggs. We then went from that to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which went pear-shaped and was sacked. Club history, club legacy destroyed. They then went to Ralf Rangnick, who should have been kept to work alongside Erik ten Hag at this football club to make sure we were heading in the right direction, was sacked and told to go. And now we're on Erik ten Hag. So theoretically, we're on our 7th manager in nearly 10 years, 11 years. And you can see where the problems are. It ain't the manager. It ain't the manager. And I've always blamed the manager for the problems at this football club. But I knew as soon as Moyes came in, this was going downhill. But I did not expect it to go as downhill as I thought it was going to happen. But again, look at the mess we're in because of the Glazers. So, like I said, we have got 2 whole days remaining of this transfer window. Would it surprise me if Man United find something from somewhere and bring a striker in? I'm not sure. I don't have the answers. I wish I did have the answers, and I wish I did have the hope and the optimism that United are going to surprise me, the fans and the supporters of this great historic club in Manchester United Football Club, that we are going to bring someone in from somewhere and make this work. Again, what another option might be, if Sunderland want Amad Diallo, would you say to them, do you know what? If we let you have Amad on loan, you let us have Jack Clarke on loan. Again, a young, hungry, talented player that I think would work wonders at Manchester United. A quality championship player that I've had my eye on all season long. Jack Clarke would be a great player at Manchester United if we managed to do something with Sunderland with Amad Diallo. But I think Sunderland would reject it. So again, there's another option. Do I really want to be chasing championship players? No, I don't. But if you're going to have to start looking anywhere, maybe that's an option. I'm not sure. So, hold your horses and, expect the unexpected. But like we've been told in this last week and this week and last week, well, we've been told not bringing anyone in, not signing anyone. The window's shut as far as we're concerned at Manchester United. We're not going to be active. It's going to be a quiet transfer window for the last few days, but don't expect a lot. which again is not very promising. But all I can say is let's see what happens, and let's hope Man United spring a surprise out of the Jack in the Box. But again, this is Manchester United. Anything can happen, but it is what it is. We've used financial fair play and sell to buy as an excuse again not to back the manager. If I was a manager, you know what I said I would do? I would call it out for what it is. Pure, utter incompetence from every section of this great football club it used to want to be. Because now it's not, we're not historic. We can't compete. We're basically incompetent. We're absolutely fucking useless at everything we do. Not just on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. We're really, really bad at operating. We're not a good football club anymore. We're not an attractive prospect. We have fallen from grace ever since 2013. And now it's 2024, and it's going to get a lot worse in my view and in my opinion. But you know what? I'm not going to let that get to me, because it's not worth pouring sour milk over. I'm not going to let Manchester United ruin my life. I can tell you that for a reassurance. This football club won't get away from it much longer. So I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video. Hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, remember to always remember notification bell. Put the bell on at all times as well to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2024 on this channel, on this community, for brand new videos, shorts, live stream, brand new games, brand new gaming content, 2 exclusive brand new games coming in February. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Avatar, The Frontiers of Pandora is also going to be coming to the channel. So we've got those 2 brand new games coming up. We've obviously more previews, more match reactions as well. But yeah, we've got 2 days now remaining this January transfer window. Let's see what happens. Let's proceed with caution. But if you're a Man United fan anywhere, don't expect anything, because I'm not expecting anything either. And once that transfer window shut, it's shut. And then I think the end is very much near for Ten Hag, that no one's been brought in, no one's been signed, and that'll be the end of the season once and for all. So enjoy your day, enjoy the rest of your week, stay safe, be nice, be kind to each other. You're all legends, you're all legendary, and I will see you all on the next one. And a bit of an exclusive here before we end, I forgot to say, I will be again at Ashton Gate on Friday night for the EFL Championship game between Bristol City and Leeds United. 8 p.m. home evening kickoff in Bristol. I will be there doing match day vlog clips with my mate Josh as well. We're both going to that EFL Championship game for match day. I think it's match day 29 coming up in the EFL Championship this weekend. So I'll be at Ashton Gate. If you want to come say hi, be part of any videos, be part of any live content, please come and join in, because I want to grow the channel. I want to grow the community. And like I said, we're really close to 1,000 subs now. So if we can do that and get beyond into the future, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, we'll be there at Ashton Gate for Bristol City versus Leeds United on Friday night. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. You're all legends. You're all legendary. And I'll see you on the next one.